If you've reloaded very long, you've probably gotten some tilted primers. They look like this. It's easy to see how this can happen. If the case and the primer aren't properly centered, then the primer touches one side of the case, the other side of the primer falls into the pocket, and as the ram comes up, the pin forces the primer into the pocket sideways. The hard part is figuring out why this happens. First, we'll look at the easy part. Make sure your shell plate is tight by tightening this nut. Also, make sure this case retainer right here is pressed back far enough to hold this case into place. It has to be tightly against the edge of the case right here. Many people decap or deprime only in station 1, and they put their resizing die with the decapping pin removed in station 2. This ensures that this case will be aligned perfectly when priming. Now run the press through a few times with the turret removed, and make sure this slider moves smoothly into place. What I'm exploring in this video is the effect of a flimsy mount on priming. As you can see here, I removed the priming assembly and placed the primer on top of the pin. I brought the ram up until it's entered the resizing die, and there's the bottom of the case, and there's the top of the primer. This is 9mm, so this space is actually smaller than it would be on a longer case, like a 45 or 40 Smith & Wesson or 357. The longer the case, the farther down this primer is going to be when you start resizing. When you resize, as you know, you have to press really hard on the handle to force the case up into the resizing die. And my theory is that if you have a flimsy mount, then there's going to be enough lateral motion in the press to knock this primer off center of the pin. That will cause a tilted primer. See the differences in the height of 9mm, 45 ACP, and 38 special cases, and the difference in the height between this one and the others is how much sooner in the stroke that case is going to enter resizing die, and how much further down that primer is going to be when that happens. So you can see it's very important to have a nice solid mount for your Loadmaster. There's a lot of things I haven't covered. I'm just covering one little subject here, but hopefully it'll help some people.